If NBA games were awarded purely on style, then White Chocolate would be a Hall of Famer for sure. He was creative, entertaining, fancy, and just had that swag. If you ask any mid-80s, early 90s baby about Jason Williams, he most likely going to get the highest of praise because of his style of play. But today, we're going to look deep into the career of Jason Williams and see if he was overrated or just as good as people believe he was. For those who've seen White Chocolate play, you already know how he gets down on the court. His playmaking ability was very good. He was willing to make any pass at any time, just threading the needle, playing fear-free, not scared to make a turnover. He would get oohs and ahs every game for his flashy passes and his handles. He just had that swag about him. He often got comparisons to Pistol Pete Maravich because of their style of play was so similar. In the late 90s, early 2000s, street ball was really starting to make its mark, which made Jason a fan favorite with his street ballers game. During his rookie year, Jason had the 5th highest grossing jersey in the league. He earned respect quickly in the NBA, even from great defenders such as Gary Payton, that got shook by Jason and tried to trip him. Jason made first team All-Rookie in the 98-99 NBA season, averaging 12.8 points, 6 assists, and 1.9 steals. The Sacramento Kings also made the playoffs that year, and his numbers wasn't so bad, so how can he be overrated? When you look deep into his game, there is a way you can say he's overrated. While Jason had great passes and handles for days, he played real loose with the basketball, and he didn't impact the game as much as you think. Jason was turnover prone with a 2-to-1 turnover rate. He averaged 1.2 steals for his career, but he wasn't real disciplined on defense, often gambled and got out of defense position, which led to easy baskets. He also wasn't a great shooter, only shooting 39% from the field and 32% from 3 for his career. The Kings made the playoffs his second year, and his third year they won 55 games. So once again, I think to myself, how isn't he impactful if the team is having so much success? Well, Jason wasn't the first or second option on that team. Chris Webber was the lead dog, being the team all-star, averaging 20 plus points, 10 plus rebounds for consecutive seasons, with Lottie Divac holding down the center position, Doug Christie on the wings, and Peja Stojakovic really coming into his own. Jason just had to play the point guard position and just manage the team as much as he can with Lottie Divac. The team was having a lot of success, but a lot of Jason minutes was being taken by 6-man Bobby Jackson. Bobby could be trusted more on defense because he was more disciplined and he committed less turnovers on the offensive end. In Williams' second year in the playoffs, he averaged 10.4 points and 2.4 assists on 37% shooting. He still was young, so he had time to grow, but by his third year, the Kings expected more contribution, but his averages dipped. In his third year in the playoffs, he only averaged 8.8 points and 2.9 assists on 42% shooting. In Jason's third year, the Kings lost to the Lakers again, and in the fourth quarter, Jason was buried behind Bobby Jackson and Herjo Turkoglu playing point forward. After the Kings lost to the Lakers, the Kings traded Jason Williams to Memphis for Mike Bibby. One of the things that got me pondering if Williams was overrated, because if you ask most sports fans who's better, Mike Bibby or Jason Williams, the majority is going to say Jason Williams is way better, which I kind of think is false. I think they're kind of on the same level. Mike Bibby only averaged 14 points and 5 assists his first year with the Kings, but he was way more stable and he played huge in the playoffs. He averaged 22.7 points and 4.4 assists while shooting 45% shooting. He also made the game-winning shot in Game 5 versus the Lakers. The Kings lost to the Lakers in Game 7, and they had a real great chance of making the finals, as this is one of the most controversial series because of the refereeing. But that's another video for another day. While on the Grizzlies, Jason did have his best NBA season, averaging 14.8 points and 8 assists. The team struggled though, only winning 23 games in his first season there and 28 games the second. The team was really young though, and Pau Gasol wasn't developed yet, so the struggles really wasn't a big surprise. In his third year, the Grizzlies did make the playoffs, but they got swept by the Spurs. Jason only averaged 10.8 points and 4.5 assists, so his playoff woes was still there. The following year, they made the playoffs again and got swept by the Suns, but this was by far Jason's best playoff series. He averaged 17 points and 5 assists while shooting 52% from the field and 47% from 3. During his 4-year tenure, he only averaged 11.5 points and 7 assists. Don't get me wrong, those aren't trash stats, but I just don't remember this while watching him play. This is white chocolate. He seemed more like a 15 and 10 type of guy, or at least averaged 10 assists one season the way I remember him passing. That series against the Phoenix Suns really helped Jason out. He wasn't white chocolate anymore, but he still showed that he can be at least a starting point guard. He can help a team win a championship. Not be a key factor on the team, but most definitely play a role. And that's when he was traded to the Miami Heat to join Dwayne Wade, Gary Payton, Shaquille O'Neal, and they also picked up Antoine Walker. It was established that Jason was going to be the starting point guard with Gary Payton being the backup. This team had a lot of star power and a lot of veteranship, so a lot of pressure wasn't on Jason. During Jason's time with the Heat, his game had finally matured. He was way more disciplined on defense and dependable on offense. The swag and flash was gone. Well, Dwayne Wade was there, so it was still flash. But in hindsight, this actually helped him. He was way more dependable and just playing his role. Jason averaged 12 points and 5 assists during his first year with the Heat. I think the main thing that helped him was just the veteranship on the team. Shaquille O'Neal, Alonzo Mourning, and the big key being Pat Riley, who took over the coaching for Stan Van Gundy. In the final, Jason averaged 8.8 points and 4.7 assists, which isn't super great numbers, but he most definitely played a role in the Heat coming back from 2-0 to beat the Dallas Mavericks to ultimately win the championship. After playing 3 years with the Heat, White Chocolate played with the Orlando Magic and then retired with the Memphis Grizzlies. Jason is a legend and his style of play will live on forever. All around though, will you call Jason Williams overrated, underrated, or is he rated just right? Please leave your answers in the comments. Please like and subscribe. Thank you for checking out the video. Peace.